So I have a question for you. It's an empowering question. What is the first thing you go to do when you're triggered by something painful? Okay, well, I'll tell you the default of what most people do, and I've sure as heck been guilty of it in the past. I go to overcompensate and try and do something. Let's say I've gained a couple of pounds or a couple of kgs, and then I'll go and overcompensate, try and fast for a couple of days. Or I'll tell rational lies or ration lies, lies that are rational to try and self-soothe myself. Or I will go on bury my head in the sand mode and go and binge on Netflix and eat a bunch of food and forget about it, right? So over the last 8 weeks, I've been working with 4 different clients, and each of them have had a pattern of this. What would happen was they would get a trigger from their environment. They had these lofty goals. Some were to make millions of dollars. Others were to get in the shape of their dreams, and others were to work in relationships. Others were to get into flow state at work. But whatever it was, they had a goal they wanted to attain. But what would happen along the way was they'd get a trigger from their environment, and the trigger could not work for a million other people, but for that person, it triggered a deeper insecurity. And what happens was they worked really well on their goals. Everything was rational and objective, and they were making progress until something didn't line up from their environment. More than it didn't line up, it actually triggered a deeper insecurity. And this is one of the #1 reasons why people self-sabotage. So they were pursuing their goal well enough, but when they got triggered, such as I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, basically attacking their sense of worth or questioning their sense of self, what they would begin to do is they would begin the downward spiral of questioning their worth, questioning whether it was worth it, and it was another excuse to get out of work, get out of their highest priority, and they would self-sabotage, and then something would be sacrificed. Either their performance at work, or they would sacrifice their own sense of self. But either way, what would happen was they'd end up back at the baseline. So all the good work was undone, followed up by a bunch of neglect, and then they would end up back at baseline. So the goal never got achieved. So over the last 8 weeks, I've been working with 4 clients, and they had been running this pattern before this work time and time again. And what happened with these clients is I didn't work on the results. I didn't go and work on their actions, which I might have majored on in the past, and I didn't let them go into rational lies and self-soothe them and pat them on the back and say it's all right. No, I addressed the root, deep cause, which is your sense of self. And once I had retraced and found out exactly what was going on in their sense of self, we were able to put in the truths, the validation of what they needed for their inner being to believe that was correct. And what happened was quite remarkable, and I'll share one story with you. I had one client that was continually self-sabotaging, continually doing the bare minimum at work just to save his own ass. And what happened was, over a period of weeks, we were able to go through a practice which would start to help him focus on his inner being. And he pretty much got 3 for the price of 1, because we didn't focus at work, we didn't focus on his health, we didn't focus on his results. All I got him to do was focus on a sense of self and building that up from the inside out. And guess what happened? He made better health decisions, his health improved. He made better relationship decisions, his relationships improved. He made better work performance decisions, that improved. And he cannot believe the changes he's seeing, and he only noticed it once we put it onto paper and we retraced where and why he was making these decisions. It was because of the sense of self. So my question to you here is your inner sense of self supporting you or sabotaging you? Now, if you want to get a free download to find out your highest priorities and the hierarchy of them, shoot me a message and I'll send you a link so you can download it. Awesome. Have a great day.